Welcome everyone back again to the Excited People podcast. I am joined today by, me as the host, I guess. I just don't join myself, but I like to think that I do host this podcast.
You do host this podcast.
Yeah, I do host this podcast. I'm joined by my lovely and delightful wife.
Aww.
And
please say
co-host
more.
Today.
Go on.
And that's all I have to say.
Wow.
Nothing else can be said.
See
about
what he
you.
treats me?
Nothing else can be said about you. No other words can describe what you mean to me.
Well,
good save.
Well, besides what would make her sound like a horrible person.
Oh, I could say lots of stuff to make you sound like a horrible person.
Why can't you say lots of stuff to make me sound like a good person?
Don't speech. We talked about this. That's why, because you go.
What?
The more cute things are to Tasman, the higher her voice gets. It's ridiculous. One time I heard her, she was like,
And she like yesterday.
And she exploded. I was like, oh my goodness.
She was looking at the cat, wasn't she?
She was.
Either that or the tiny cups and the tiny spoons.
Tiny cups and tiny spoons make her, yeah. We're joined by our frequent guest now. Introduce yourself.
I'm Brendan.
Are you Brendan? Or are you Brandon?
I don't know, am I?
Are you Brandon?
I'm Brandon.
I've heard people call you Brandon.
He gets so irritated when people call him Brandon.
I don't get irritated.
Yeah, you do. I can see it in your
My
face.
mom gets irritated.
I can see it in your face. You get a little bit of a twinge. Yeah, your mom gets mad about.
Dude, people.
She goes, I don't know
Hall
Brandon.
Call me Brandon all the time.
I know, it's hilarious.
Every time you tell her his mom, have you seen Brandon? I don't know Brandon. I know Brendan.
Yeah,
but I don't know
your
Brandon.
mom cares about way more than you ever will.
Although if I'm just irritated with someone and they say my name, but they say Brandon, I'll just ignore them. It's like, say my name and I'll answer you.
That's good. Follow us on Twitter. I'm BDMafia25.
I'm too embarrassed to say my name because I still haven't changed it.
Why don't you just change it? I mean, it's fine to have that because there are a lot of people who just have their last name and their first name. Like, that's the first suggestion Twitter will give you.
It didn't give me a suggestion.
Her name is Anderson Tasman.
Brendan's frustrated that I'm not saying
no.
it. Because he's sitting with his hands up to his
just
face.
I'm just tired.
He is. He's starting to get tired. You want some more water?
Sure.
Want some coffee?
He needs more water. We turned off the AC, so it got a little hot in here. Oh, I don't know if they can hear that nice sound. Try that again. I'll put it closer.
Now, everybody who has to pee, please get up.
Everyone has to pee now. They're like, oh.
Pause the podcast now. And go pee.
And go pee. And we'll wait for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Today's episode. Last week I was not bold enough to call what I would want to talk about. But I did think of a couple different things. I usually start with something that recently happened to influence what we're going to talk about. But today I actually didn't. Today I actually was just what's something that we haven't talked about? I was like, what's something that I would never want to talk about? And that is
the
travel.
basketball game tonight.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's what Omri wanted me to let you know, by the way. The Warriors lost.
Yeah, I will know that, and I'm probably sure that they did, but the Warriors still...
Right. He just wanted you to know.
Okay, well, he's a terrible person.
I know he is, and I agree
So,
with him.
traveling.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do that.
Well, I knew there was never going to be an opportunity to say that, so I figured I'd
He's all just throw that in there now.
Yeah.
I know nothing about sports, so...
But that's the thing, what is it, what makes it so intolerable? Because there's a lot of things that people will talk about, and people will join in, and there are some things where people are just like, I cannot stand talking about this.
It's not that I can't stand it, it's that I'm not educated with it. So when you guys are talking about it, it's complete, different language.
Why don't you listen and learn?
Because I don't listen and learn, you have to physically explain it to me.
What I've noticed, being a nerd and hanging out with fellow nerds, most of them treat sports like it's the devil or something.
I don't know why.
So
why
it's
is
not
that?
the devil. It's just kind
of
of
boring.
boring.
But you're not a nerd.
Yeah,
so.
Are you a nerd?
No.
What are you, Taz?
I'm me.
That's not an answer. She's a traveler. Tasman likes traveling, and I was thinking, and I personally hate traveling. So you can imagine what that's going to do for our long-time marriage.
I won't travel because I love you so much.
Oh, that's so nice. I wish I could travel because I loved you so much.
Love conquers all, babe.
I went to Arizona, dude.
That's true.
I went
not
to
Arizona, Armani.
Shut up, Brandon. I went to Arizona.
Wait, you want to tell that story now?
I went to Arizona and went camping. It's not.
You act like Arizona is so far, Armani.
It is. It's
really
the farthest
not.
I've ever been.
Well,
You've
we're
had a
gonna
sad
go
life.
to.
Where else would I need to go? We live in California, bro.
Okay.
That means we have San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego in the same place.
Okay. Don't you ever get tired of them?
No, why? Oh my
He
god, I
does
love
not.
Los Angeles. San Francisco's
Don't
got
you
the
want?
best Chinese food.
I've been working in LA for about 3 weeks now, and it's not looking any better to me.
But you just work there. You don't do it. But you also don't care about like pop culture and art and stuff like that.
Did you really just say I don't care about pop culture?
But I mean, like,
What were we talking about earlier
we
before
were talking
the
about pop
podcast?
culture. But I mean, like, you don't care about just general culture. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, then say that. Don't say pop culture.
Well, I say
those
pop
are two
culture.
different things.
I say pop culture meaning. Yeah, I guess you're right. I did use the wrong word, but that's the thing. But you care about different parts of pop culture than I care about. You know, like what's your favorite part about pop culture? Like you don't care about like the dab or like the Running Man challenge.
No.
Yeah, I fiercely love those, and I want to make sure that they last as long as
I
they
do
can.
like them, but I wouldn't use
You
them.
know, like the Jordan meme. You like the Jordan meme?
I love the Jordan.
Okay, yeah. So the memes are part of pop culture. I mean, like right now, superheroes are totally pop culture.
Ever since that Captain America thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Comic books. They're probably going to be a very big resurgence.
Yeah, I noticed, unfortunately, the comic shop in town closed.
Like
but-
for good now.
Well, I just went there and it wasn't there.
They move around all the time. They're like
Yeah,
a
but they've
secret-
posted nothing on their Facebook page about it. It's just gone.
Has anyone asked on their Facebook page like, "Yo,
No,
where
I
you at?"
checked.
No one's asked.
Why don't you
Why
ask?
don't you ask?
Because I don't want to.
Well, then
Well,
that's your issue.
Well, I figured if it's something serious, it's none of my business. But
Well, I mean, they're
it's
always
closed.
moving. But they usually somebody
yeah, but they would post something.
they've been on. They really post. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they're looking for a place.
It's like they had just posted something the week before, and all of a sudden...
That's
I
so
went
bad for business.
But anyway, yeah, and because I was wanting to get into the DC Comics Rebirth stuff right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm down for the rebirth too. That's the only thing. It's just like I'm like, oh, I know it's going to cost like all the money I have. So I'm waiting.
At least the Flash ones, because ever since the show came out, I've wanted to get into the Flash comics. So
I'm going to wait for them to sell the books. Like the books will be like 5 or 10 issues all together,
yeah,
and you usually can save money that way compared to buying a $3.99 comic every week.
yeah.
Or we could just go on Google Play and buy them there.
Well, yeah, that's where I would buy them at. But you have to wait for the book to come out. You can't get every issue.
That's true.
But I mean, like people who know the issue numbers, I very much admire those people.
So traveling.
I mean, like I said, we don't. The topic is to inspire free flowing conversation.
Inspire. Do we inspire you?
Who are we talking to?
The mic. The people that are listening.
I mean,
Who's in
future.
there, by the way? Who's in the mic?
Everyone's in the mic.
Please email us and let us know who's in the mic.
Who's in the mic? What email you want them to use?
Huh?
Do you know the email?
It's the Royal Bloodline one, is it?
Yeah. Do you know what
I
it
don't
is?
know what it is. Armani will tell you what the email is.
That was a test, and you failed. It's
I know.
ourbloodlinefilms@gmail.com. Hit us up with some any questions if you need some advice. We want to start a segment where we can answer questions, but we need some questions rolling in. But anyway, where's the farthest you've traveled, Brendan?
Well, I can't remember it, so I don't know if you'd consider this, but Rhode Island.
I want to consider what you remember.
Okay, New York.
Oh yeah, you went to New York. Rhode Island is farther than New York.
Slightly. It's all New England. Well, I don't know if New York is considered New England.
Did you go to New York City?
Yeah.
It's not considered New England then.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Either
I
way, that
do
part,
not
that
know.
corner is
that
where I was
corner.
at. So, I mean, they're not far apart. In fact, I believe it's a 3-hour drive from Rhode Island to New York City.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
What about you, Taz? What's the farthest you've been?
Well, I know parts of the farthest I've been. Like, I do remember it, but I don't really know if you'd really, really consider it.
So,
Because I was
answer
like,
the
Well,
question.
in that case, I could
So
say
answer
Florida.
the question.
Well, in that case, I could say Florida because I kind of remember going to Florida when I was
Well, I
6.
remember being like a wedding, and I remember eating like a bunch of dinner with all my family and all this stuff, and having like really good food.
So you remember.
So where was it?
France.
Yeah, that's
Thank
all
you.
I guess.
But I don't know if you consider that. Otherwise, I just
Well, I
I've
mean, we're
been to
talking about like
Denver.
travel. Like, could you tell us a story of what happened? You just remember the wedding.
I can tell you a story about the wedding. I was really little, and I was on the dance floor, being a loner and dancing by myself. And the bride, who I have no idea who it was, picked me up, and to let you guys know, I was a flower girl in the wedding that I had no idea who it was. She picked me up and kissed me on the cheek, and I was so embarrassed. I stood there for 5 minutes, and I walked away.
You contemplated life.
I held my cheek,
Why?
and looked up at her, who are you, and why'd you just kiss me?
You were a flower girl in her wedding.
I didn't even know who she was.
But you also didn't
flew
speak
me
French.
out there.
Maybe she spoke. Maybe you did know. Maybe you were supposed to know who she was.
I think she was like my second aunt or something.
Yeah, she's
I'm
probably
not sure.
an aunt. She's probably a relative. She kissed you on the cheek and probably said something in French, and you just didn't know what she was saying.
Oh my goodness.
Because you also don't speak French.
I also do not speak French.
So that's probably.
And
what
I went to a
happened.
French wedding. Yeah, it was. It that was the most embarrassing moment of my entire life.
I don't know why though. That's
I don't either.
You'll see you
I
do way
don't
more
either.
embarrassing stuff.
But
Yeah.
I was holding my cheek and I was just contemplating this strange person who I do not know just picked me up. Didn't even just bend down and give me a kiss. She picked me up and I was like, oh
Just
God.
Save some time. I wouldn't bend down. You come to my level.
Well, now
I'll
that
bring you to my level.
Now that I've been in a wedding dress, I understand why she picked me up.
Yeah.
And then kissed me on the cheek and put me back down and left. And I just stood there in the middle of the dance floor
Just
like,
stood
why? And I turned around and I walked away.
I have an interesting question, real quick, before I tell you before I've been away. Why do people always say in the middle of the dance floor? Because people are rarely ever in the middle of the dance floor.
Have you actually been to a wedding, Armani?
Yeah, I had a wedding.
Because I see plenty of people go to the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah, but I mean, people be like, "Oh man, I was in the middle of the dance floor," But when you
You're
dance
not-
in the middle of the dance floor,
You're not okay. So make a square in your.
I'm just saying,
mind.
we can all agree that when people use that in the story, you can't be sure that they were actually in the middle of the dance floor.
Well, I wasn't on the outskirts of the dance floor. I'm telling you that right now. I was surrounded by people.
You just mean people were dancing around you?
Yes.
Okay.
If that works for you, then yes.
So are you making that up, or did that really happen?
There was a bunch of people around me because I had to fight my way out of there.
Okay. So I just mean when people say the middle of the dance floor, that just means they're in the dancing portion of the dance floor, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the farthest I've been, distance-wise, probably San Francisco. But
That's nice.
yeah,
Boring.
it's amazing. Okay, you've never been to San Francisco?
No, actually, yes, I have.
Yeah, have you? Can you remember, or are you just one of those places that you went to but don't remember?
I don't remember the place, but it wasn't in San Francisco. But it was kind of like around
The
it.
Bay Area.
The Bay Area.
Do you remember where it's at? We're talking about places you remember going. Because you barely.
I don't
remember France.
I don't remember where. I was 5.
That's what I'm saying.
You try to remember something when you were 5 years old.
I wouldn't say that. That wouldn't answer the question with some
I
already.
can remember some of Florida, and I
Okay.
was 6.
I've been to Denver about 1,000 times in my life.
I've been there
sure.
twice.
Does that help?
Yeah.
I've
That's
been there
Okay.
twice.
Is that the farthest though?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And then for me, I guess, is Arizona, how far is Arizona?
It's literally
It's
right
close-
next
Shut
door.
up!
It's closer than San Francisco. Have you
Oh,
at least been to Vegas, Armani?
yes, I have.
Okay, then.
Only 2 states, the 3 states that I've been in. California, Nevada, and Arizona now. I've been to Arizona.
We weren't even deep in Arizona.
I know, we
were
barely
like
crossed the border.
We barely crossed the border. And we
Barely
were like,
crossed the
here's our
border.
camping spot, and that was it. He
What, were
wasn't
you near
even-
Needles or something? Oh, you
Um,
camp at the river, huh?
No, it was.
Oh, because the river is the
It was
border.
up some mountain.
Yeah, it was.
I also hate camping. That's why that was a big deal for me. I went camping out of state.
Okay, tell them also what you did.
Why? They don't need to know.
Well, they do need to know.
Well,
I hate
I need
camping.
to know.
Okay, I'll tell you.
I
So
wanted to know
basically,
this.
we went to a stupid campsite. We did stupid camp things, but I mean, it was fun. Just like I was, as I was explaining to her mom, and then when you're out in nature, people connect differently to nature. People are like, "Oh, I like to watch and gaze upon it. I feel it." You know what I'm saying?
You like hiking, don't you?
No.
Oh.
Like I feel
I like
it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel the pressure being out there in the wilderness. Either way, I promise everyone, I said, if it starts raining, I'm going to run through the forest naked. And so it kept almost raining.
Mm-hmm.
But then on Sunday morning, they were going to leave. I woke up and it started raining.
Mm-hmm. My mom's like, go ahead.
Well, yeah, because I was like, it started to rain. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to just run out of the tent.
Just in case.
Why? Because that's what you said you would do.
Well, because I didn't want no one to see I didn't want anyone to see my ghibli bits. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then why'd you promise to do that?
Because I told everyone if it starts to rain, to disperse because I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Ah! That was an accident. I want everyone to disperse and get out of there.
How'd you manage to accidentally press a button?
Because he keeps messing with the mouse.
The mouse happened to be over a sound effect. So either way, so I got out of the tent and I was like, oh, it's raining. And so I walked over to where Jeremy was to see, because he was sleeping in the back of the truck. And he was like, and him and Amy were like,
how
cuddling.
long ago was this?
Oh, I don't know. It was like
before we were married.
2 years or something like that.
Okay.
But either way, they were sitting on there and she was like, go ahead, because she knew what I was going to say. And so I was like, okay. Ran back, got naked, and ran through the forest.
And then my brother woke up and all I hear, butt cheek.
He didn't yell that. He was, because he slept in the car. And so he was walking towards her parents, and the back of the truck and the car are facing each other. Mm-hmm. But the campsite is a little bit deeper inside. Yeah. So he was walking up to them, and they were like warning him, like, hey, don't go over there. And then he saw my butt cheek.
And he's like, oh.
Because I was taking a little jaunt through the forest. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see how long I could do it, too. I had no shoes on either. So
I feel like you, Captain Morgan'd it a few times.
No, I didn't. I just stood there. I ran at first. And once I got a little bit into... I didn't want to get too close to the freeway either, because there was a freeway right
there. There was a freeway next to it, and then there was other campers right next to it.
Well, no, we were in the back. Like, your dad picked that one because we were kind of the farthest away from everyone. Either way, I just got naked and, did naked things.
We were right next to, a hiking spot, right?
Yeah, I did. If someone would have saw me naked, I'd have been like, whoop, soak it in, people. This is why you don't take crazy people to the forest.
This is why crazy people don't go to the forest.
Well, yeah, I try not to, but you guys are like, oh, you gotta experience it.
I've camped a lot, but I don't think I've ever actually camped in a forest, only the desert.
They don't, oh yeah, you guys just camp in the desert. See, that would be
awesome.
That would be fun to me. You guys, they ride dirt bikes all day, and then they basically sleep. They just sleep in the desert.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, that's the fun part. We just camped. Played camp, It was
so awesome. I
just enjoy the quiet.
Yeah,
the peach and quiet was nice.
That drives me insane.
I have my grandmother in Escondido. Mm-hmm, she actually lives in Ramona, which is next to Escondido, but in the mountains.
San Diego County, for those who care.
So I loved staying at my grandma's house in Ramona because it's just so quiet up there in the mountains. And
so you when you're just sitting in the quiet, what do you do? What did your brain shut down?
Well, I'm not as anxious. I know that. I'm a little more relaxed when it's quiet.
Does your brain shut down, or do you just kind of drift into inner thought?
I would say kind of drift.
If you had to just assign a movie to the inside of your head, what movie would it be?
Well, when I'm relaxed or in normal life?
Normal life.
That's the hardest question to answer.
Yeah, let me go through my brain database of movies.
You can use a couple different ones. Mine.
Happy Gilmore, probably. I don't know.
You're Happy Gilmore? Your brain's not Happy Gilmore.
Lots of yelling, lots of freaking out. Lots of rage.
Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, basically.
Brendan's Adam Sandler walking. Okay, we'll do that one again. So he's a walking Adam Sandler movie. What about you, Jazz?
I can't think of any really chill movies.
Chill? Do you think you're chill?
Like when I'm relaxed?
Hers is
quiet?
Barbie and Princess Land?
No.
How would you describe? I was saying, how do you describe your inner thoughts? You're very much in the moment. So you're like, oh look, a cat. Oh look, the sun. Oh look, a curtain. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, you make me out so dumb.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm asking you. Describe it to me. What else more? I know you the best. That's not dumb. I'm just saying you don't.
Does that make me sound dumb to you? Oh look, a thing I don't know what it is.
I didn't say you don't know what it is. I said a cat.
Oh look,
curtain.
A cat.
The sun.
Look, a curtain. Oh look, outside. Doesn't that make me sound super dumb?
I don't know.
Jasmine. I'm not trying to say that you're dumb. I'm trying to say you're very. You just accept what's in the moment.
Oh look, Armani.
Okay, so don't answer the question. Just be mad at me. I say my head is like a Christopher Nolan film, not the Batman ones, because that's stupid.
I don't know directors, so I have no clue what you're talking about.
Christopher Nolan, Inception.
I've heard the name, but I don't know what he's made.
Inception, Interstellar.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Introspective stuff. It's like Sucker Punch. Not as dark as Zack Snyder likes to make films, but it's like.
It's kind of like all over. Like
it's very epic. It's very epic.
Mind-boggling.
And introspective. I ask stupid questions because I'm like, no one else has wondered this. I'm wondering, but I want to know.
My thought process is usually like, man, I really want to go on an adventure right now. What would I do? And I start thinking of like walking on the railroad tracks, and that's how I forget about everything, especially leaving my keys everywhere.
That's and how you leave stuff there everywhere?
Yeah, because I'll drive and I'll think about, that sounds like so much fun. That's why I listen to that music. Mm-hmm. That's when I feel the most.
And I remember one time, okay, I don't know if the sound is any different, but one time I was driving back from Palm Springs, and I don't remember why, but I thought I wanted to take the route through Idlewild.
Oh, sweet. Did you go up that way?
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. Well, I didn't go to Palm Springs that way. I came from there, though.
Yeah.
So I decided to go through there, and it was just really, really nice.
Yeah, that's like old school road. It's like, the people who don't know, Palm Springs is the desert, and we live in a city that lives opposite side of the desert.
Well, we live on the other side of the mountain.
Oh, the side of the mountain, yeah.
But we are also the desert?
We're like on the
deserty.
edge.
We live next to a mountain. We live in a valley, so it's like...
We're basically on the edge of the desert.
It's very hot, but there's a mountain that's kind of a wind... So you know how mountains typically still have windy roads, there's no interstate. It goes up the mountain, goes over, and it's very chill. I know what you're talking about. Like, windy roads like that are fun.
And there weren't a lot of people out there either, unlike... there's plenty of windy roads, but if you're on a road like Gilman Springs or something, come from a city called Moreno Valley, that road, it's nice and windy, but there's always that one
Everyone
guy.
Takes it, yeah.
There's always that one guy who wants to go 10 miles under the speed limit for whatever reason.
I'd rather be behind that guy than be in front of the guy that wants to go 80 miles an hour.
That's true. I remember one time I was driving home at night, and ever since November, I get really nervous driving at night.
Why, Brendan?
Don't worry about it.
No, Brendan, why?
But why? Anyway, we want to know
why. That's involving traveling. So you should share that story.
I was driving and I wrecked in the dark. So anyway,
no.
Because why?
Why though?
I was tired. So
and you fell asleep while driving?
I don't know, Armani. Is that what happened? I don't remember. I was asleep.
You didn't even end up with a concussion though. Brendan came out.
I'm a thick person.
Yeah, but concussion just means you hit your head. Like, you just shakes your brain shakes.
I just held on and basically I did this.
Yeah, Brendan. So. Actually, that's what I'm saying. That's a very interesting story. When you posted it, I was like, that's actually very smart.
Well, that's
car accident?
Yeah, that's what I learned from watching racing is to let go of the wheel.
Yeah.
Quick suggestion.
What?
Don't say that's actually really smart to people.
Why?
Because you're like, oh.
Well, because people make dumb decisions while they're in a wreck and they panic. But Brendan... Not only realized that he should let go of the wheel and
especially considering I had been asleep 2
yeah,
seconds earlier.
That's so true.
Exactly.
He was like, "Oh look, I'm crashing."
At the end, car accidents, people will make dumb decisions.
And I tried to recover at first. I did have my hands on the wheel for some of it, but basically once I realized I was screwed,
you were gonna crash.
I just said.
Did you slam the brake?
No? I really don't remember. I just remember letting go.
Well, he didn't break his wrist. Didn't end up cutting. He just protected himself and made sure.
No, I scraped my wrist. I think my wrist did get.
Well, I'm sure you. Yeah, I remember you did have some.
Well, because I think the impact, even though I was doing this, the impact made my arm move this way, and it hit the little center console thing. So it was that.
Oh, this sounds. I hurt my own wrist.
And you're coming from
that.
Well, it was padded
right?
though, so it wasn't. It was just a scrape. It's not like it broke anything.
Yeah, you were coming from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
On a trip to watch NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was by myself because my dad wasn't able to make it because it was to watch our favorite driver in his second to last race. So.
Who's your favorite your favorite driver in his second to last race?
Yes.
Jeff Gordon.
Yes.
Okay. Who's your favorite driver now?
I have no idea.
Are you gonna pick a new favorite driver?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just the thing with him is that it's not like these other sports that I've like adopted watching over the past few years. It's like I only started watching football in the past, let's say, 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like I've been watching NASCAR with my dad my entire life, and it's always been him.
So your NASCAR is like your sport. Like
yeah.
If you had to put it in a number order, you say NASCAR.
I don't know. I mean, I still find the other sports much more entertaining, as most people would. But at the same time, it's like in terms of like choosing a favorite team or person or something. It's like I've only had these favorite football teams or basketball teams the past couple years, while I've been cheering for Jeff Gordon my entire life, literally, because he was racing longer than I was alive, I've been alive. So
yeah,
Jeff Gordon's such an awesome story. Keep going.
Why?
Because I'm feeling for you.
Why? I'm just saying that's how
Jeff Gordon is gone. I've been rooting for him my entire life. And
I'm just saying it makes it tough to choose a different driver.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyway, so I was driving on Gilman Springs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about when we were talking about this.
And there was this truck behind me, like a big not pickup, a semi.
Oh, semi.
And I was driving pretty fast.
Yeah, decent.
Because I drive fast all the time.
Everyone does.
This guy was on my tail the entire time on this windy road driving a semi. It's like I was trying to figure out if it was even real or if I was imagining him or what, because I couldn't understand how a semi could go that fast on a windy road.
Yeah, without slowing down.
I'm imagining Brennan's face is like...
Well, yeah, especially semi. Like, if my car is low, so if there's like a truck behind me,
you can barely see
the light from the rear view mirror shines direct. Like, if they get too close, shines directly in my eyes and blinds me. And I'm like, I hate this person for doing that. If you guys could live anywhere, let's start with just in the United States. If you could live anywhere in the United States, where would you want to live?
San Diego.
And why? Why San Diego? So you'd stay in California?
Yeah.
You answer first.
Well, I know where I would want to live.
Well, unless you take the weather out of consideration, because I don't deal with hurricanes or tornadoes or snow. I mean, I like the snow, but I'd be scared to death to drive in it. So.
Well, you just learn how you do anything else in your life, you know. Maybe you get a job somewhere else where it snows. Would that influence your decision to not go there?
Don't know. I haven't considered it because it's never going to happen. So.
Okay, never going to happen. Taz, what about you? Where would you want to live? Denver?
No, actually, because their winters are bad.
Well, every place where there's winter is bad. The only place that is not bad is California. But you know what's bad in California? The summer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my big sister lives in Denver, so.
Oh, she moved out there?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was actually funny that weekend we were talking about where I was in Arizona. Mm-hmm. It was funny that my whole family, we were all in different places completely away from Hemet.
Oh, nice.
My mom was in the desert in El Centro, which is like 3 hours from Hemet.
Yeah.
Then I was in Arizona, and then my dad and my sister were in Colorado. It's like...
You know what? Yeah, I would choose Denver if I lived in the city.
No, the city of Denver, yeah.
Because...
I've been to
the city of Denver, even if it had a bad storm, they clean off the roads so you don't have to wear those chains on your tires. You're still good.
Well, yeah, you should have chains on your tires just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Don't be one of those people that's like, you know what, I don't need the chains, and then crash and die.
But if you live on like the valleys, you have to figure. Sometimes you can't even leave your house because they don't like clear off the roads over there. They just kind of like leave it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's your fault for living out in the part where they don't have
it's cheaper.
Municipal, you know.
Well, they also have like tornadoes over there too, so I'd never live over there. But the city's great.
But I mean, you're thinking about all the negatives. You think about the positives.
What's the positive? You're miles away from the nearest grocery store.
You can't really think much positives about Denver, you know.
Yeah, of course. She's just saying, like, because you said, I don't do hurricanes, tornadoes, or snow. Like, you named everything bad that could happen anywhere.
Well, I don't
mind. Earthquakes? You do earthquakes?
I've learned to deal with earthquakes, if it's big, I am still afraid of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could deal with anything.
No, I could deal with the snow. I like the snow. I like the cold. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to not be able to leave my house, you know? Because you could not go to work and then lose your money if you can't leave your house for, like, months.
Especially Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's
what
all.
if your job is to what if your job is to plow snow? But you
I would throw him
out.
out.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
I'm like, I'm starting to work early today. Dig like a little tunnel outside.
But, yeah, it's like with earthquakes. I know, especially recently, I was like a little more weary of them because I was working in the city of Northridge, and 22 years ago there was a huge earthquake.
They're
in
saying
Southern
that
California.
were they saying that the Andreas fault is locked and loaded apparently?
Yeah, we're probably going to have another Northridge level earthquake because there was a huge earthquake that was centered in Northridge. And the college I was working at, I don't even know how that college still exists after I've seen the pictures of it after that earthquake.
That's terrible. And
then the damage, even though it was in Northridge, Angel Stadium, I would say, is at least 50 or 60 miles away from there. And Angel Stadium was damaged.
Yeah, earthquakes will, like, depending on how big they are, will devastate a lot. Just like the earthquake in, like, Haiti.
And that's with LA County being built for earthquakes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Exactly. See, that's the downfall if you live by, like, the ocean and stuff.
What?
That if there's a big earthquake, you have to really watch out for tsunamis.
Yeah. Well, I'd want to live in Los Angeles, California, because it's a great place.
It's a terrible city, yeah.
Why is it a terrible city?
Every
city has its negatives.
I would hate
every
driving.
part of it
I
is
wouldn't
shady.
drive. I wouldn't drive.
Every single part of it is shady.
No, there's really nice parts. The parts that we can
the
afford
parts
to
that
go
you can't
to.
afford.
Yeah, exactly. The parts we can afford to go to are a little shady, but I mean that's because it's like downtown.
So unless you live in Beverly Hills,
they're not necessarily shady. It's just that there's homeless people. There's homeless people around the whole city. There's homeless people in New York or in San Francisco. There's homeless people everywhere.
Especially in like big cities. Big cities have a lot more people, so there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, that's
crime.
just the.
So when you look at like charts and stuff, you can't always believe that because there's a lot more people in LA than there are in our little town.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty much true. Did you guys hear the commercial talking about our little town? You guys see the commercial to pass E?
No.
There's like
taxes?
Yeah, there's a thing that they're trying to charge more taxes to enforce to give more money to our police officers and paramedics. But in the commercial for it, the lady goes, "I came home, found some guy breaking into my house. I punched him in the throat, took his keys, and made him wait till the police arrived. That's why we need E." I'm like, no, we don't need E. We just need people like you to punch criminals in the throat. Like that, that was their whole pitch.
Well, something actually came up recently, though, about... Because something actually happened near my dad's work. Because my dad... Do you know where my dad works?
Yeah.
He works in the ghetto.
Yeah.
Ghetto.
Like, one of the worst parts of Hemet. Yeah, so, the other day, after work, I guess they were sitting, like... Him and his coworkers were just sitting having a beer or something. And across the street... I don't know the details of the story. I just know there were one or two new cars involved. And I don't know who got mad at each other or what, but basically two cars got totaled because someone ran into the other one with the car. And then all of a sudden, someone with the kids were like running out of the house and went off. And it was at some point, my dad and all his coworkers called the cops, and it took the cops over 20 minutes to get there.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So
that's why they want more cops.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's crime everywhere. People act like him is the center of the crime ring that's, sweeping the nation. Riverside County is one of the most known counties for murders, but... That's a different story.
Yeah, the funniest part is that the cops actually knew the people. Even though the people were gone, the cops knew exactly who they were.
Yeah, exactly. They do know. Because there's that many people in him, and there's not that many people it could have been.
Yeah. I'm just imagining his dad and his coworkers sitting on
They were just cracking up.
Yeah, you just start
watching everything that's happening, like, what do we do now?
Crash into like a bumper car. Would you crash your new car into somebody? Like, that's too much.
Oh my god.
That's not an over.
They're sitting on like a lounge chair with like a beer and they're watching everything that's going on. They're just like in gaze and we're like, what do we do now? Like, that's how I'm imagining them right now.
Okay, so now we'll expand it to the world. Where in the world would you want to visit? And or if you would like to move somewhere, where would you want to move?
Japan.
I definitely am going to visit Japan.
Especially after watching Tokyo Drift, then I would want to go to Japan.
I'm going to visit Japan. I'm going to visit Japan in my lifetime.
The Olympics are there in 4 years. Go then.
Oh, nice. Would there be discounts or would it be more expensive?
No, it'll probably be way, way more expensive. But
yeah, I'm going to find a day where it's like, oh, no one's traveling to Japan because it's the, winter in Japan. But, I'm going to find a nice time to go.
No, I'm going to go during the Olympics. I'm going to save up,
Are you really?
I don't know.
You could. Brendan's that guy. Brendan would.
I would love to go to the Olympics in Tokyo, but I highly doubt I'm going to be able to.
I still have to get a passport. I think that's my biggest issue.
Yeah. I just a few months ago,
actually.
I exited the country for the first time, and it wasn't Mexico. It was Canada.
You went into Canada? Oh, yeah. You went into Canada when you went to New York, right?
Yeah.
You went into Canada. Brendan got a
apple peanut. I always figured... Shut up. I always figured my first time outside the country would be Mexico.
I surprised it wasn't Mexico. That was my first time out of the country.
Well, we just know...
Mine too.
Because it's the close... We live really close to Mexico.
We live at literally the butt cheek of California.
No, we don't. We live in Southern California. We live like... we don't live... Like, what would you say? What would you say is in the middle of California?
Us?
It's not even in
the middle of all of California? Or
yeah, like all of California. Like, we're at the top.
Fresno.
We're at the top of Southern California. Let's put it that way. Like, if we go up to... Like, is LA...
We're in the middle of... I would
LA
call
is
Bakersfield the top of Southern California.
Really?
Yes.
I want to pull up a map here, but I honestly don't know where my phone is.
I'm gonna pull up a map.
Oh, I can't use my data right now.
Yeah, let me pull up a map of California. Go to Google Maps, right?
I would say once you pass Bakersfield, you're in Central California. Fresno, you're entering Northern California.
Fresno, you think?
Yeah. San Jose, you're in Northern California.
What about San Diego? What's San Diego?
It's the southernmost point.
Southernmost.
Oh, I guess we do live in the
butt cheek.
Well, I mean, I don't know why you call it. Why are you calling it?
Because it's at the bottom. The butt cheek. The bottom.
The bottom's not the butt cheek. Don't listen to her.
Every bottom is the butt cheek.
Yeah, we live. Actually,
your bottom is the butt cheek.
We do live really. Actually, we do.
We'd probably be slightly more south than most. I would say LA is the middle of Southern California.
No.
I mean, that's the thing. What's
part
of Central California? So Bakersfield is technically kind of looking at the whole.
That's why I'm saying I would say Bakersfield is the top of Southern California.
Okay, yeah.
Fresno, Central California.
Fresno, Central, yeah.
And then once you get to San Jose, you're in Northern California.
Yeah.
And then LA.
But that's the thing. There's still so much. Even though they say that, there's so much more. Even though, like, the Bay Area and all that stuff is Northern California, there's so much more.
Yeah.
Like, there's this place called Yurka.
What?
Yurka.
Never heard of it.
Yreka. It's a little city right on the connected to Oregon.
I'd like to go to Monterey Peninsula, but that's never going to happen because it's way too expensive.
Oh, there's like a ton of little towns.
Well, yeah, because this looks more. See these big giant green things are mountains.
I like it.
I can't see the computer screen, by the way.
Yeah, she can't tap.
Oh, yeah.
You know more. You know what the map looks like. You basically
because I
it.
travel.
Yeah, Brendan travels, and I like. See, how do you feel about driving? I like driving.
I love driving. Except for now, I want to make sure I have an extra driver.
Yeah, get that.
That's a good
good idea. So you don't get another accident.
I'm still a new driver, so I like it around town, but as soon as you're like, let's go on the freeway, I'm like, no.
All I know, last night I was on my way back from work because I was working at the Rose Bowl, and every time I'm traveling on the 10 East ready to get off at Beaumont Avenue, you have to pass the 60 junction, and then you have to like immediately change lanes so you can get to the exit in time. And I'm always bracing myself for that. Last night I'm getting toward the junction and I see it. It's like, okay, get ready. I don't know how hard I spaced out. I remember seeing the 60. I don't remember reaching the 60. All I remember is being about halfway to Morongo, between Beaumont and Morongo.
Oh my goodness.
I completely spaced out and somehow almost ended up in Morongo.
So you just missed that exit?
Yeah, by
by a lot.
By like 5 miles.
See, people don't know how far Morongo is from the exit that you need to get off to get.
I missed it by at least 5 miles. I know
it's way more than 5. I mean, did you see Morongo or were you just almost there?
Well, I know where Morongo is.
Did you see the sign that said Morongo?
No,
because that puts you like 3 miles away from it. Yeah, Morongo's a casino in the desert. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah. I guess California, I didn't realize we were so south of California. But it still takes us so long to get to, like,
California's a big place.
Yeah, it is. San Diego, so I have family that lives in Northern California, so when we drive, it takes 8 hours to get there. So, it takes us 2 hours to get to San Diego. From where we live, it takes us 2 hours to get to San Diego.
I don't know why it takes
2 hours to
2 hours to get to San Diego. It really only takes an hour and a half.
Depending on traffic.
No, okay. It'll take you an hour and a half to get into San Diego County.
It takes me an hour and a half to get to Qualcomm Stadium.
Yeah, but Qualcomm Stadium is not in San Diego.
Yes, it is.
It does not take you an hour and a half. There's no way.
I've done it plenty of times.
I do not believe you. I don't think it takes you an hour and a half.
Let's go.
Well, he also goes
no
like
traffic.
90 down a 45-mile road.
Calm down.
Do you really?
No.
You got a ticket for that.
I go 90 down a 70-mile-per-hour road.
Yeah, dude.
The speed limit where I got my ticket was 65. I was only going about 97. So.
Oh my god. You got a ticket for going 97?
And ever since then, I've watched my speed. So, I mean, and I still reach Qualcomm in an hour and a half.
I don't know if you, like, even on a freeway, sometimes you lose, like,
and
I'm not going that fast.
Although now considering where in Hemet I live, because I live on the east side of Hemet, maybe an hour and 45 minutes now that I live in a different part of Hemet.
I just think, dude, there's never not traffic going there. Even when there's not traffic, getting into actual San Diego takes 2 hours. I don't believe it takes you an hour and a half.
Well,
now it takes an hour and a half to get to Escondido.
Okay, for my part, now it takes an hour and 45 minutes from where I live because I now live.
How
on
about
the east
next
side
time you
of
go to Qualcomm?
Assuming there's no traffic.
Time it.
Well, that's the thing. You have to assume that there is traffic because that's the way freeways work.
Yeah, there usually is traffic, but I have had moments where there was no traffic and it only took me a little more than an hour and a half.
Okay, then when there's no traffic,
it's never taken me 2 hours unless there's like really bad traffic.
Stop and go traffic?
Yeah.
2 hours? I'm talking about to get to like actual San Diego, like Mission Beach or something like that.
Well, from Qualcomm, it's only 5 more minutes.
Where's Qualcomm at?
It's right near downtown San Diego. You have to go through the hill. That's all you have to do.
Look, because I'm looking at San Diego. So you saying you have to go through San Diego to get to...
Well,
so like
through
Chula Vista and stuff, or no?
Okay, Qualcomm is in Mission Valley at the corner of the 15 and the 8. You go to the 163, which is like only a mile or two from the stadium, and you take the 163 for 3 minutes, and you're in downtown San Diego.
There are so many freeways in California.
Yeah, there has to be. That we have so many like major cities. If you think about it, like there's a freeway that hugs the ocean. When we go up north, we take the 5 because the 5 travels so like there's a very beautiful drive.
Yeah, I've done it before. It's nice.
You driven to San Francisco?
I've driven to San Jose.
Oh yeah, that's basically the same thing.
Do you want to know something interesting?
No.
How do you travel so much more than us, Brendan?
Because I have no life, Monty. I have to go do things to give myself meaning.
Nice. Where did you go to?
That's so
I don't
depressing.
even remember. It was a nerd thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Brendan.
So it was nothing important,
but I mean, you also get.
And I remember getting there and saying, "I don't know why I came." Here. I remember thinking this is probably the biggest waste of time I've ever had in my life.
But you got to experience it, right?
Do you know how ugly San Jose is?
That's true.
San Jose is not a fun city.
Well, I mean, it's right near the bay. I like the bay.
It's like
I'm sure you could find something to do. I thought you said you like driving though, so maybe you did.
Well,
have a nice drive.
I know the Niner Stadium is practically in San Jose. It's like it's
yeah,
the Niner Stadium is like at least an hour and a half from actual San Francisco.
I know that's so funny.
They should be called the San Jose 49ers, in my opinion.
They should be. Everyone was really mad about that too because they destroyed the other stadium that was actually in there. Where would you want to go internationally? So just Japan for you, Brendan? Tasman? You said did you actually say Ireland? I know your answer.
Or Scotland.
Is that not your actual answer?
But that's just
mine's Scotland.
For me, Scotland just because of golf, basically.
Oh no, mine's not because I didn't.
Well, I figured it.
I figured there would be a lot of golf since there's no like mountains or like hills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Scotland is the home of golf. So.
The history, the buildings, everything
it's really
about
nice.
it just sounds absolutely wonderful.
Talking about Ireland?
I'm not talking about Scotland.
Or Scotland and Ireland. What do you know the difference between the two?
I know. I think I'm just guessing. Scotland.
How would you travel there if you don't know the difference?
I would experience both.
Well, I guess that would be a nice.
I would go for both. But honestly, I really, really, really want to go to either Scotland or Ireland because of the history, also the accents. The accents would be awesome. Could you imagine going to a Scottish meeting? I'd go to like 8 of them.
Accents? I don't like accents.
I love accents.
Accents are like okay with me.
Unless they're really bad at talking in the first place, then probably not. But
well, it's gonna sound like they're bad at talking because people can't even stand the accents in America. How do people expect to understand? And Americans traveling they're rude.
People are bad at understanding accents here. But
did you ever go to Australia?
Probably not.
No. What is that?
That was your Fitbit strap going off. It's 9:30.
Oh, okay.
It's 9:30, everyone. Now you know what time we're recording this one.
Now, why exactly don't you like traveling, Armani?
I feel like I don't search for escape. So a lot of people when they travel, they feel like that's their time to get away, relax, and escape from the things that they're currently doing. Like I don't look for an escape. So for me, staying where I am is more comfortable.
I don't like routine.
Yeah. I just need something different, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like going visit my family, but when I go out there, I'm not expecting to
do things.
Yeah,
I understand.
I'm not like, oh, let me go visit San Francisco again. I'm like, sometimes we do, of course, but I mean, I'm never like.
Especially since I went on a road trip a few years ago, across the entire country.
Did you really?
Yeah.
When?
That's when I went to Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
How would you remember that? But anyway.
Well, I remember you said just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You were telling us about
just getting to see the different parts of the country.
What state is Indianapolis in?
Indiana.
Where's Indiana? I don't know. I don't know what the middle of the United States looks like.
Where is Indiana?
This is what traveling does to you.
Yeah, I found it. It's under Michigan and Wisconsin, and it's next to Ohio. Well, I thought Ohio was closer. No. So nobody cares about the east side.
Look how big Nevada is, though.
Nevada, there's nothing in Nevada.
Besides Vegas.
Yeah.
Besides
Vegas. It's
between
Vegas
right
and
next
Reno.
To California.
Between Vegas and Reno, which is in northern Nevada, there is nothing.
You barely get
That's
in Nevada.
That's probably why they put Area 51 out there, because there's nothing.
You barely get in Nevada, and then you're in Vegas. Yeah. That's how close we.
Well, that's just where we are. Other people have to drive farther. Other people are like, oh man, I'm flying to Vegas. I'm like, why'd you fly? We live really close.
I know.
It only takes if you look at the map also of Nevada, it's there's no major freeway that goes from Vegas to Reno. It's all itty bitty roads.
It's all they're not interstates. They're
right.
They're freeways.
They're little roads.
Someone told me something very interesting. Freeways, or what is it? It was interstates that run north to east.
They
to
probably
west
heard that in The Big Bang Theory because that's where I learned this.
Oh, which one?
It's that if they're traveling east or west, they're an even number. If they're traveling north and south, it's an odd number. And other freeways are triple numbers, like the 210.
Yeah, see, people don't know that.
They probably learned that the same way I did.
I'm sure they did.
From watching Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory.
That's important. PV can teach you things. You see that? Brendan learned something from watching a television program.
And Sheldon Cooper is full of fun facts. So.
He just said PV.
What is it? PV?
You said PV.
I said TV. You just weren't listening. And sometimes I mumble. I'm trying to mumble less. I'm trying to mumble less, but sometimes I find myself speaking too fast at the end of a sentence. Like that. So I finish the sentence real quick. Just because I can.
I know. I understand completely. Because I'm like, what? And you're like...
Yeah, but when I took my road trip, I remember just loving to see how different this country was. And then I made a goal because I read it in a golf magazine one time. I made this goal to play golf in as many different states as possible. In all 50 states. I've played in 4 so far. And that has been California, of course, Nevada, Missouri, and Indiana.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Although Missouri was a terrible experience because the person I was staying with did not tell me when they test the tornado sirens.
How
that's
is that?
So great.
We don't live near tornado sirens. How do you feel about them?
I hate them now because by the way, I was alone on that golf course. I was walking. I did not have a golf cart, and I was on the far side of the golf course.
That's so great.
And it was so hot and humid that day, too. So I just hated that day altogether. I actually quit early, so if I want to say I want to play a full round of golf in all 50 states, I've only played in 3. Because I did not finish my round in Missouri.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because I hated that round so much.
Looks like it's about to be that time for questions.
It's supposed to be that
Are you guys
time
ready?
for questions.
Would you like to start with a light question or a little bit of a stronger question?
Let's do the stronger question since we have time to talk about it.
Yeah, to elaborate about them?
Mm-hmm.
I have to find one of the longer ones, but I do have one about. Do you guys use banking apps?
Yeah. Well, technically, I don't have.
Well,
a
I
bank.
use their mobile website, but it's basically the same thing as the app. I'm just too lazy
Well, I mean,
to
the app.
download the
Why
app.
don't you download the app? Dude, the apps are great.
It takes up storage.
Yeah, that's true. I don't technically have a bank. I just use his.
She uses mine. I use the banking apps, and I actually really enjoy them. The Chase app is
fantastic,
primo fantastical. You know, so it's kind of just everything you want. You can check your balance. You can transfer money. I can actually do this thing called Fast Cash, so I can send someone money.
You could seriously do all this in every bank app.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure you can. I don't know if you can necessarily send money.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Can you? In the what's it called?
That's how my
I don't know what
brother
bank
does
you
it.
do. Wells Fargo. Huh? What'd you say?
That's how my brother does it.
He does what?
He sends cash to my parents.
What bank does he use? Altura. Well, I guess it would make sense in order to stay competitive. You do everything else that the other banks do.
Yeah.
Or else you just be left behind.
But I really like when you slide your screen to the side, you can see how much is in your bank.
Well, actually, there's an update that I probably have to update my phone with everything, but that I can scan my fingerprint and then it shows me, which is I think is saves time.
It does save time, but it seems a little like I don't know, scary. Like
why?
Somebody can access your bank if they have your fingerprint.
Well, they still have to enter my password.
How are they going to get his fingerprint without killing him?
If they want to do other stuff, like send money or check or transfer money or see the statements, they have to. You have to enter your password, which is definitely more secure.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, there's a better chance of them getting the password than his fingerprint.
Yeah, than getting my fingerprint, which is attached to me.
Yeah,
which is attached to me.
We can all agree though that that'd be hard for someone to get my fingerprint without me noticing. I mean, like even the phones aren't necessarily like we tried to use like tape and like trick the phone.
It didn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
so.
I figured it didn't work.
Yeah, which is great because you don't want someone to be able to do that because your fingerprint would be all over your own phone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So people would be able to like, oh, let me get in.
Did
have
you
another
question?
one. Yeah, I have another one about an app though.
Okay.
A few I got are kind of about technology, and that's why I was like, oh, we should make the episode about it. But Brendan was right; we should talk about something else. So I have a question about what's your guys' favorite app?
Right now, I'm addicted to Sliveria. It's a game on my iPad. I believe it's also a PC game.
Solidaria?
No, Slither.io is what it's technically called.
Why are you addicted to that?
It's a very addicting game, yes. Especially because once you lose, you want to smash the iPad. Because you work so hard to get to a certain point, and then you lose and have to start all over.
That seems frustrating.
Yeah.
See, I don't like apps. Like, I don't have a favorite app, but I have this weird widget addiction.
Okay.
Like, I have a widget for my Fitbit. I have a widget for my time. I have a widget for my text messages. It's all on one screen. Mm-hmm. I have a widget for literally everything on my phone. So
what's your favorite app?
I don't like. I said, I don't have.
This is why I love widgets galore. But
I don't have a favorite app. I told you that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you could pick one for the podcast family listening.
Snapchat, I guess.
Is that the app you use the most?
I guess. Honestly,
I don't know why.
You're on Snapchat all the time.
Kick, actually, Kick. I use.
Taz uses Kick. Taz likes Kick. Can we Kick?
Yeah, we can do Kick.
Yeah, because she'll kick me instead of text me, and I'm like, why don't you text me instead of kick me?
It's faster, and we tested it. It's faster by 2 seconds.
It is faster by 2 seconds, but still.
It also depends on where you are. It's like...
And we were in the exact same place.
Yeah. But I still kick is like, this is not a...
And if you want to see and send pictures,
well,
it's way faster.
Through internet, location doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No, it wasn't near
because
internet.
It's through the World Wide Web. It's not through the air.
Yeah, it's through the data.
And then you can always see, I know it's weird, but you can see that they read your text messages, and so I can be like, I know you read it.
You like the reading thing.
I do.
I also like that about text messages, that they can't see that you read it, which is fun. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Do you want to ignore me?
I like to ignore people for a little bit. I like to read the message and be like, oh, let me get back to them when I have the time to. Who wants people to know when they looked at their message? It's kind of jacked up. My favorite app, the app I go on the most, I would say. I love the calendar, like the fact that you can have a calendar on your phone that will send you stuff. It connects. The Google stuff connects all together. So like my calendar will connect with my email and also with my phone, and it'll update me whenever I have updates. And so I love that about the phone and apps and stuff. But I think my favorite app that I go on the most is a Clash Royale, which is a game. So.
And I like widgets.
But I do like Twitter. Twitter's fun. I don't get you with your widgets.
I like them.
She has like 4. I've consolidated all my
stuff. I have
like
5 widgets.
I have 1 page consolidated. She has like 4 pages, and all her apps are just jammed into little folders.
Well, I like it. It's easy access. All I have to do is tap on the text message I want to text somebody, and then there I go. Text.
It's the same thing. You could just click on the message app. You don't have to.
And then I have to click on the message, and then I have to text them.
You do save yourself some time. That's not my argument. I just think it's funny that you have so many widgets. Like your phone is.
And then if I want to go on Fitbit, I
save
just.
him. The cat is climbing on Brendan. Brendan tried to call the cat, but then when the cat feels danger, he tried to climb up Brendan like he was a wall, and he clawed him. And so I have another one, the last one about the technology. Someone brought out, I guess I'm going to preface this one. Someone was saying how our phone technology is quickly advancing. Like in 6 months, your new phone will be obsolete. Apparently, is what they were discussing. For that, do you agree? Would you lease your phone, or so that you get a new one whenever a new one comes out?
Oh heck no!
Or would you rather just buy one and stick with that technology until something major comes out?
Just buy it.
Buy it. Because it's way cheaper for your phone bill. Because since you have to pay off the phone and the service, so you don't have to pay more. Oh my God, more monthly.
Because I'm not a rich white kid who looks at new stuff and it's like, ooh, this is something new. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get it because it's new.
Yeah. Have you heard about I was telling them earlier about the Project Aria or Ava?
Yeah, still don't know what it is. So.
What is it?
Why did I forget it?
It's a Google phone. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's basically a phone.
Oh, yeah.
With a little mod. It's a modular phone, which means you can, or semi, I guess my brother was saying, but you can put the different components. Like if you want 2 speakers, you can put 2 speakers, or you can put a bigger speaker. If you want to switch out the camera, you just slide out and put it. You can buy a new camera. You can put the colors that you want. It just makes your phone very customizable, like the outside. But I wonder how cases would work with that, or they say that it works as a case.
I think it might work as a case because you can't. People don't trust themselves, especially me.
Do you trust yourself?
I do not trust myself.
Yeah, you broke a lot of phones. You broke a Gorilla Glass screen.
Yeah, I did. It slammed on its face.
I'm glad Taz broke it. But thank you guys for joining us. Looks like we're about that time.
Do not break your phones.
Please don't break your phone. And try to travel. Like Brendan said, traveling... I don't know. How do you feel about it? I don't travel, so I stay at your home because, YOLO, you only live once and you don't want to die. I'm joking. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of fun stuff to do where you live. Just live where you're going to live and don't do nothing crazy. What advice would you like to give?
I give advice to do, if you want to travel, then travel. If you want to do it, then do it. What's stopping you?
Work. Everything else, yeah. Brendan,
quit.
What advice
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Travel. Well, depends on what you're doing, though. I've traveled for many different reasons. I've traveled because I want to see places. I've traveled to enjoy the trip itself. I've traveled for events. In fact, I'm traveling next month for an event. So, I mean, just going to San Diego, but it's still traveling.
Can I be cheesy?
No.
I want to say, follow your dreams!
The cat just tried to... He was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, so I started spraying him. And then he didn't realize he was wet as he tried to jump from the chair to the counter to the chair and just slipped.
Oh,
He's fine, Tat. Now you guys everyone hear how high her voice is right now? It's because she saw something cute happen.
That wasn't cute, that was terrifying.
So why are you smiling?
I know. She will...
Why aren't you going to the cat right now and making sure he's alive?
I'm sure he's fine because he ran away.
Because it's like that nerve. I have a nervous laugh.
Anyway, we're signing off here. Everyone, hit him with what you want to follow. Follow me on Snapchat. I'm going to start this new little series I like called Stole Foods. I'm having some fun with it. It's a parody on Whole Food.
I don't see why you don't put it on YouTube. It'd be much easier.
Well, I mean, I might do like a longer YouTube video, but I'm just like, I like having fun with Snapchat because I can just mess around with it. I might save. I should save some of them and put them on Twitter and stuff. But you know, we'll see. Jasmine, how do they follow you? Mine is BD Mafia 25 on both Snapchat and Twitter.
My Snapchat is WhiteWolf14 and my Twitter is... Shut up. My Twitter is Anderson Tasman, and that's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
Brendan, are you doing anything interesting?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Do you want these people to follow you? Is there something you want to
Sure,
shout
my
out?
Twitter is Sprader Brendan.
See, he's cool. He has his last name and first name.
But you guys don't know how to spell it, so you'll never find it.
Watch as they do, though. Watch as you get like 20 new followers after this is up.
Oh, yeah. We could just put a link to it. Then they can
We
find
really
it.
could.
We'll just put the spelling of it.
Put a link.
I'll just have you email me.
Or we can just give him a challenge. See if you can find Brendan.
Put the link.
I'll put the link.
No, see if you can find
Everyone
Brendan.
have a
No one's
wonderful
going to know
day
how to spell it.
and continue to travel.
Except for people who know me.
It's Spreader.